Hi, welcome back. We're going to be talking about stelliums today. Stelliums are a lot of fun because a lot of astrologers disagree on what is considered a stellium. That has been something that I've learned. I learned pretty quickly is that there's a lot of conflicting information. There's a lot of people who disagree on certain things, and you just kind of have to sift through everyone's opinion and figure out what makes the most sense to you. So for me personally, I've decided that I believe a stellium is three or more planets in a sign. Some people believe it has to be four or more planets, and some people believe it has to be personal planets. So the stellium has to be three or more planets that are either the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars, and the other planets don't count. I believe they do count, and you get a lot more understanding of what the stelliums focus on when you look at the house and sign that they fall in. So we're going to look at the same charts we looked at before, but I added two additional charts. This is my mom's chart. I said in the last video that she has a 10th house stellium. She does not. She does not have a stellium because there's only two planets in there, and the rest are asteroids or angles. Her MC falls in there. So no, she does not have any stelliums in her chart. But I really feel like the purpose of a stellium is to show a focus on an area of life, and she has this focus in her 10th house that I feel acts as if it is a stellium, even though it technically is not. Her career is a huge part of her life, and we see that by all the placements in her chart. So you might not have a stellium, but you might have a lot of things going on in a certain house, and I honestly really feel like that's pretty much the same thing as a stellium, even though it's not technically a stellium. I, on the other hand, have two stelliums. I have a 12th house stellium and a second house stellium. So it's kind of interesting because the 12th house has to do with the unseen realm and like spirituality, whereas the second house has to deal with the physical realm and possessions and wealth and self, like your identity, your self worth. But it's kind of cool that I have Neptune, which is, it rules the 12th house. So I have Neptune there, which kind of connects the two stelliums together because I really do not feel very grounded in reality. I feel very much like a 12 houser. And that kind of makes sense because I have Neptune in there. But like I've said before, spirituality plays a massive, if not the most massive part in my life. So that makes sense that I have a 12th house stellium. This is my dad's chart. He has a ninth house stellium, and his ninth house is ruled by Pisces, but the ninth house is naturally ruled by Sagittarius, which has to do with philosophy, religion, spirituality. It also has to do with other cultures and travel. But since his ninth house is ruled by Pisces, and he has this stellium here, which by the way would be considered a stellium by any criteria, unless it's four personal planets, but he has three personal planets here. So it's definitely a stellium. And he didn't really travel a lot, but he spent, 90% of his life pursuing wisdom and higher education, not in college, but just doing his own research. And it was very much focused on spirituality and religion and things like that. So he definitely, I saw that play out in his life for sure. And like I said before, he has his north node over here, so it was kind of his calling to learn all this stuff from the ninth house and then share it with others. Moving on, my friend, she does not have a stellium, but she does have a lot going on in her eighth house, which I feel kind of acts as a stellium anyway, even though it's not technically a stellium. This person, I cut his hair one time and he just happened to know his birth time. So I included this chart because he has three stelliums. He has an 11th house stellium in Gemini, he has an 8th house stellium in Pisces, and he has a 6th house stellium in Capricorn. I've never seen three stelliums. I thought I was cool because I had two stelliums. He has three. I don't know anything about him, but yeah, he has three stelliums. That's pretty awesome. And then look at this 5th house. This is the most packed. You can't even see what's in there because there's so much going on. This is definitely a stellium, and it's a 4th house Capricorn stellium, which is funny. Libra risings, Libra rules the 7th house and Aries rules the 1st house. So when you have a Libra rising, you have the opposite sign ruling each house. So I don't know. That's kind of interesting that he has this packed 4th house stellium in Capricorn, which the 4th house is ruled by Cancer, which is the opposite sign of Capricorn. So yeah, I don't know. Do with that information what you will, but thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.